If you want to love the clothes you own, you're in the right place. So many of us feel the pressure to wear something different, something new, something bold, something flashy. A new outfit for every occasion, to never be caught wearing the same thing twice in 1 week. I know because I've been there. We're marketed to from such a young age that the revolving door of fashion trends is somehow normal. That new is always better, and that spending more than half of your monthly paycheck on clothes is just the done thing. But the excitement of new clothing never lasts long when you're replacing your newest item with the next best thing. The shaming and guilt around diet culture has made this even worse. And despite spending so much of our time shopping for clothes and filling our wardrobe with new items on repeat, I've come to realize that many of us don't actually love our clothes.
More often than not, this results in an overflowing wardrobe, mornings that are difficult to get dressed, less money in your bank account, more time that you'll need to work to keep up with a spending habit you might not even want to think about.
I know for me, clothes shopping used to be something that I did to unwind, to de-stress, to spend my time hunting around for the perfect pieces. There was a time where I spent every moment of my free time shopping, until my wardrobe literally broke under the weight of all my clothes. It was a bit of an eye-opener, the literal and metaphorical weight of all those clothes I had spent all those hours looking for, spending money on, needing to work longer at work to pay for. When I got to the heart of it, the real reason I had so many clothes is because I didn't love them. I liked them, sure, but they weren't classic, timeless pieces that I loved for me. I was overcompensating. I'd wear something one time and be meh on it after, for one reason or another. Maybe it was slightly too short, too scratchy, too pink, too busy, too boring, too uncomfortable. It was a weird realization for me. I'd always thought that I loved clothes and fashion, and that's why I had this drive to buy more and more. But I really didn't love my clothes. That's why there was a never-ending conveyor belt of new clothing finding its way into my closet, because I didn't love them. I simply liked them, or wanted something new and exciting, and moved on to the next. I've come a long way since then, since finding minimalism, and I've decluttered 80% of my wardrobe, and now I can happily say I love every single item I have in my wardrobe. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by your wardrobe, or feel like you never have anything to wear despite your wardrobe overflowing, then here's our 8-step minimalist process to end up loving every item in your wardrobe.
Step 1, toss anything that doesn't fit. This one sounds easier than it is. You'll know this especially if you've gone up and down with your size and find yourself wanting to hold on to clothes just in case. Just in case you lose weight, or just in case you put it back on. But the whole keep the pair of jeans that are too tight because they'll serve as motivation do more harm than good. They're no good sitting in your wardrobe and reminding you about just how tight they are every time you open your door. Just donate them. These just in case clothing items have an emotional weight tied to them, one that can make us feel guilty and ashamed that we're not where we want to be. If you truly want to love your clothes, toss anything that doesn't fit you right. Keep the stuff that fits you for you now, in this current stage of life. You'll be decluttering far more than just the weight of your clothes applying this step to your wardrobe. You'll feel the emotional weight lift too. Dress your body for who you are now, what size you are now, and you'll be on your way to loving every single item in your wardrobe.
Next, and quite closely linked to the previous point, get rid of clothes that aren't comfortable and be ruthless about it. This step goes beyond just the measure of does this fit my body, and moves us forward to asking whether or not we actually feel comfortable wearing the item. There's so many factors that go into knowing if you feel comfortable in a clothing item. Things like, does this fabric irritate my skin? Is it scratchy? Or do these shorts ride up when I walk fast? One of life's greatest joys is feeling comfortable in the clothes you wear. That feeling of I'm home, I can jump into something comfortable is universal. And I'm sure you'll have some clothing items in your wardrobe that you reach past all the time because it's itchy, the stitching sits uncomfortably on your shoulders, or any other multitude of reasons why sometimes some clothes, despite how cute they look or how expensive they were, are simply just not comfortable. So if you're serious about loving every item in your wardrobe, these uncomfortable items, even the slightly uncomfortable ones, need to go.
Next, as our third step to progressing towards loving every clothing item that you own, we've got eliminate anything that you don't feel confident in. Now, this might be easily lost in the previous step of getting rid of things that you're not comfortable in, but this is actually a whole separate step with whole different items of clothing falling into this category. You being physically comfortable in an item is actually very different to you feeling confident in it. Confidence comes from within. I'm sure we've all had items in our wardrobes at some point or another that we know deep down we don't actually feel confident in. Perhaps it's the pair of ultra skinny leg jeans that you were pressured into feeling like you needed to own because it was cool a few years ago and everyone was wearing them. But in reality, you like being able to confidently do squats whenever you feel like it, or just feel confident at least. Maybe that crazy colorful patterned shirt actually makes you want to disappear into the crowd because it's not your style and it makes you feel less confident. Whatever the reason is for you, even if it is the squats thing, you'll know what items that you don't feel confident in. Those are items that you should toss if you want to end up loving every item in your wardrobe.
The fourth step is to try on new items in person. Being a minimalist doesn't mean you never spend any money, but it does mean when you do spend money, you're more thoughtful about it and what you do and don't want to bring into your home. So when possible, when it is time for new clothes, try them on in person. Physically going into the store and putting the clothes on your body is the only way you'll really know if it fits right, if you feel comfortable, if you feel confident, if you can do those squats to cross off your leg workout for the day. It's only really when you're trying on clothes in person that you'll know if it's a great fit. It is so easy to just buy clothing online nowadays. It just rocks up at your door and might be completely the wrong size. Once it's in your house, regardless of how it fits, it's much trickier to get rid of it once it's there. Things can pile up, especially clothes. I've always found shopping online a bit of a gamble. Even if you know your size, different brands do different things sometimes, and the sizing can be way off, even if you've bought from them before. So if you want to love every item in your wardrobe, an easy step to implement is buying in person to see how clothing fits you, how you feel in it, and if you can do those squats before even buying it and bringing it into your home. It's like preemptive decluttering.
Fifth on our journey to loving every clothing item that you own, we've got return what you actually should return. It's too easy nowadays to let returns pass by their due dates, and things, especially clothes, can pile up without you even noticing. So if you really insist on buying clothes online, which is sometimes unavoidable, then try it on as soon as the package arrives. See if you love it, and if you don't, then immediately pop it in your calendar when you're going to return it. The exact day, the exact hour, block it out in your calendar, or else you're likely to forget and have more important things pop up until it's 6 months later and you find yourself staring gloomingly at your wardrobe with that $100 pair of pants that you forgot to return. Return everything that you don't love as soon as you can, and you'll soon be on your way to loving every item left in your closet.
Number 6, we've got have a home fashion parade day. This is when we're getting really serious about loving every single item in our wardrobes. We've done steps 1 to 5, and now we're well past the halfway mark to enjoying our wardrobes to the fullest every single day. So set aside a full day, perhaps on a weekend, and have your own mini home fashion parade. It's basically where you make outfits, prance past your mirror, and take photos. It's a way to really see and feel how your clothes fit you, what you'll pair them with, and make as many combos as you can. Get to know your clothing and what you enjoy wearing with what. You'll get to know your personal style a lot better through doing this, and you'll have the photos to reflect on and really see if what you've pictured in your head matches up with reality when it comes to certain clothing items and pairings. It's a good idea to create a new separate folder on your phone called My Wardrobe or My Fashion Parade, so all these photos are stored in the one location. You don't want them mixed up with pictures of your dog, or you'll get distracted looking through them. Or a nosy aunt might find them as she scrolls through your phone some months later. So put a lock on this new folder so only you can access it. And know you can have as much fun with your mini home fashion parade as you want. It's for you and no one else. It's to figure out your style, to get to know your clothes, to know what combos and clothing pieces you like together and what you don't. It's a good idea to have a cardboard box or a plastic bag ready for those items you decide on the spot you really just don't enjoy, and toss them in there. It's a great way to have fun decluttering, making outfits, and getting to understand your style better. It's also a fantastic way to start seeing patterns of why you like certain items and why you keep not liking others. It's a great exercise in mindfulness when it comes to each clothing item you own. From doing steps 1 to 5 prior, your wardrobe should be distilled down a bit already at this stage. But if you do find even the thought of this an enormous task, then a wonderful idea is to actually put on a fun music playlist and pour yourself your favorite warm drink, so you can remember to take frequent breaks when you need. This step is a big one. It's more time consuming than the previous steps, but it's absolutely essential if you really want to know with confidence that you love every item in your wardrobe. We suggest setting aside a full day to do this if you can. So plot out a dedicated day on your calendar for whenever suits you best, and you'll be a huge way towards loving every little bit of your wardrobe.
Step 7 to loving every single piece of clothing that you own is to actually try a 6-month no-buy challenge. This is where you don't buy any new clothing items for a full 6 months. It's called a challenge for a reason. It's hard to do, especially with constant advertisements popping into our news feeds about the newest, trendiest items everyone seems to be buying this season to the next. But by setting a no-buy challenge for yourself, we found you can actually learn a lot about yourself. It's a little confronting, to be honest. When Jess and I first did a no-buy challenge, it was difficult to figure out what emotions we were feeling when we'd see something new and shiny and wanted that instant gratification. But after about a month, we really started to decipher what those feelings were, and the artificially constructed feelings of FOMO, or fear of missing out, passed us by. By setting a no-buy challenge, we started only buying the things that we needed. We learned to prioritize better, to save more, to use and love what we already had even more. After decluttering, it was our first dip into minimalism, and we're incredibly grateful that we gave it a try. We learned a lot about ourselves through that 6 months, and we regularly set challenges like this for different things in our lives, like not buying breakfast out, for example, for set periods of time. So back to your clothes. If you really want to love every item that you own, we suggest trying a 6-month no-buy challenge for clothing items and accessories and see how you go. If 6 months seems too extreme for you, feel free to tweak it to your circumstances. Maybe a month. It's not for anyone else but yourself. A challenge to see if you can do it and what you'll learn about yourself along the way. It's 100% worth it, and a big jump into appreciating and loving the items that you've already got waiting for you in your wardrobe.
Last on our list, as step 8, we've got curate a capsule wardrobe. This is the last on our list, and for good reason. Capsule wardrobes can be kind of tricky to build, but from doing steps 1 to 7 beforehand, your wardrobe will be in the best position possible to finally build that capsule wardrobe that makes you feel like you've finally gotten on top of life, that you own your mornings, and that you genuinely love all of your outfits. We could do a whole separate video about how exactly to build a capsule wardrobe, and let us know if you'd like that. But essentially, a capsule wardrobe is a thoughtfully curated collection of fundamental yet versatile clothing pieces that can be mixed and matched to create a variety of timeless outfits. By now, you would have gotten rid of everything that you don't enjoy, everything that you don't love. And by gotten rid, we do mean sell, recycle, donate, or give away. So you should just be left with the most precious of items for your wardrobe. This is where things get really fun, creating a capsule wardrobe with the favorites of the favorites. The confidence and peace of mind you have knowing that you can just pop over to your wardrobe and effortlessly pick out any items and they'll go together is unparalleled. This is the final step in the love every item in your wardrobe, because it moves beyond individual pieces and ensures that you love every single outfit in your beautifully curated capsule wardrobe. Once you have a capsule wardrobe sorted out, your favorite clothing combos within arm's reach every day, you'll begin to see that your buying habits and attitudes also shift. When it comes to shopping and buying clothes, you'll start to think about clothing items as whether or not they'll actually go with what you already have, or if they'll work together and be complementary. You'll home in on your style and protect the perfection that is your wardrobe from ever being clutter or difficult to manage ever again. When you do buy things, they'll be mindfully and intentionally bought and happily greeted by the rest of your clothes in your capsule wardrobe like old friends.
So if you truly want to love your clothes, the ones you have now and the ones that you'll buy in the future, if you want to put in the work to ensure that you'll never feel overwhelmed or stressed again at the thought of your closet, that's our 8-step minimalist process to end up loving every item in your wardrobe.
If you found this valuable, make sure to give it a like and comment below. We'd love to hear from you and cheer you on in your wardrobe decluttering journey. Until next time, bye.
You're the only one changing the speed.
I did it.
It's got an itch.
Yeah, I just did two nice scratchies. Until next time, bye.